So guys, this is a really important episode because I'm talking with three individuals who do the selections for Deadcenter Film Festival, and we're talking about how to get your movie into a film festival, what to do, what not to do, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get this party started with episode 9 of the Okie Show featuring Deadcenter Film Festival. All right, everybody, welcome to the Okie Show. I am here with some fine guests from Deadcenter Film Festival. We're going to go around the room, starting with you, and go and introduce yourself and what you do for Deadcenter.
My name is Sarah Thompson, and I am the shorts programmer at Deadcenter.
Awesome.
Oh, it's just too simple. She's one of the hearts and souls of Deadcenter. And I'm Kim Haywood, and I'm the director of programming and education for Deadcenter.
And I am Shane Smith. I am the Okie Shorts programmer.
And you're also a local director, too.
Yes.
Can you name some of the stuff that you've done?
It escapes me at the moment, but I'm the only director that's won both the 24-hour and the 48-hour film festival.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
What shorts was those?
Nero's Millions was the 24-hour, and then Velvet Not Velveteen was the 48.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man, that was such a great one. And you guys were like second place this year for 48, right?
Yes, and we lost to you, as a matter of fact.
Well.
I want to see a fight later. You guys fight it out.
Throwdown. That's right. What was the name of the short this year?
Takeout.
Takeout?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Thank you.
And because you won the video race, you were automatically playing Deadcenter. So that is the one little nugget that we can give the listeners.
Yeah.
A little sneak peek.
That's like a bucket list thing. So thanks, guys, for having our short film.
We're excited. It was good.
Yeah, no, I am too. Normally I work Deadcenter.
Very hard.
We
work
do the
very
video
hard.
coverage.
Yeah.
But this year I actually get to have an all access pass. Is that right? If you get a short into Deadcenter, you get an all access pass.
It's a filmmaker pass, but it acts just like an all access pass. So it gets you into everything. And then we have like special brunches and events and things like that just for filmmakers. Distributors, you get to meet with the distributors because you're a filmmaker, an accepted filmmaker. So it'll be fun.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep learning things about because I was not expecting to win anyway, but we keep learning more things of what happens when you win the 48-hour film race.
You're just one more win away from going to Cannes.
Well, I don't know about that. That will not happen. I would be shocked.
I was in Hollywood last year because our film won. And based on what I saw last year, I would say you've got a shot.
Well, knock on wood. That would be cool. I was just going to say something. Oh, yeah. You got to go to Hollywood.
Right.
To the Chinese theater and all that.
Right.
See, this year it's in Georgia. And I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Film Blues is Georgia. That's fine. Atlanta's a wonderful industry. But I wanted to go to Hollywood. I wanted to go to the Chinese theater, man. That was going to be so cool. I've been
Georgia's
there.
fun.
Yeah,
Georgia's
south.
Yeah, totally. No, I've actually been to the Chinese theater before, but...
Did you get to see your film play there?
No.
Yeah, you're just being mean.
Just checking.
Just being mean. What's a theater called in Atlanta?
It's called the Atlanta Theater.
There you go. And you got to talk like that when you're down
the
there.
Hillbilly Theater. It's not the Chinese theater. So for the layman listener who doesn't know what exactly Deadcenter is, let's go around the room and each of you tell me something that's unique about Deadcenter compared to other film festivals in Oklahoma or in the nation or in the world.
That's a hard question for me to answer because I've obviously had the most experience with Deadcenter than any other festival, that it is insanely personal to me. So to me, it's just the best festival, and that's how it's different from all the other festivals.
It's just the best.
It's just the best one. But, I think that being with it, and I think Kim would probably agree, for a long time, watching it grow, it's just been really cool to see something that so many people have put so much heart into, and how it has actually become such a professional and established festival too.
Yeah.
And so I can't really speak to how it's different from other festivals in Oklahoma because I'm really not that familiar with the other ones.
Sure. No,
So
that's fine though.
that's my answer.
Shane, you want to go
Shane.
next?
For
For those who can't see, he raised his hand like he was in class. Me next.
I can
me.
tell you the difference between Dead Center for me as a filmmaker
Okay.
is the fact that I don't get these constant bombardment of emails of it's up to you to market your film and put butts in the seat.
Right.
Okay, I mean, the thing to me about it, and not that I don't do that, you know, I mean, I brought in probably 20 or 30 people last year for the second screening, but to take that pressure off, because it's, if you've ever gone to film festivals where they're not quite as organized or where they're not quite as well attended, it can be disheartening to go somewhere and you're the only people watching your film.
Yeah, you're
That's
watching
right.
your own movie
Right.
alone.
Right, and it's not that way at Dead Center. I can remember sitting outside at 12, and it was the last Sunday, and I think we were about to go see Troll Hunter. Okay, and we were sitting outside there at Harkins.
great.
Yeah,
Good movie.
we were sitting outside there at Harkins, and my buddy, who's also my producer, Tony Quirks, he said, you know, we should really enjoy this now. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, we can take our all access passes and walk up to any film we want 2 or 3 minutes before the film and get in and get a prime seat, and that's not going to last much longer. And you, my lady, can speak to that.
Yeah, no, it's true because this past June was the first time ever that we sold out entire screenings with just passes. So the way the festival works is you can buy a pass, an all access pass, and it gets you priority access to the film. So you get in line and you're let in first, and then they start selling any of the tickets left over for $10 to individual ticket buyers. And we've always told people, hey, the best way if you're an individual $10 ticket buyer, just go to the second screening. It's usually on a Sunday. It's less attended. But this year we had entire screenings, like 2 screenings of the same film sell out with just all access passes. So they've become which is great. You know, we thought that'd be like your 20 issues or something. It's not an issue. It's actually great. It's a great problem to have. But we definitely grown. But I think to speak to both what Sarah and Shane are talking about is Dead Center, like a lot of festivals here in Oklahoma, are run by filmmakers, which I think is our number one. We're run by filmmakers, but also we are filmmakers who are traveling around to other festivals with our films.
Right.
And because of that, we're experiencing them. We're figuring out, okay, what we like and what we don't like. And as filmmakers, we've added different components like our distribution forum, like we talked about with your film.
Which is
Like,
huge.
yeah,
Distribution stuff is awesome.
it's great. So we fly in 5 distributors from various platforms. We have a panel with them, but we also have these one-on-one speed dating sessions with all the accepted filmmakers. We do things like that. We make sure, it's great. And they're awesome distributors. And they're distributors that actually would be able to purchase and distribute films there at our festival.
And
we've had that happen
actually
too.
Care, because sometimes the guests that come out to film festivals are kind of like, all right, well, I'm just here to.
Oh, it's a free trip. Oh, sure, it's a free trip for them.
I don't
It's
actually
Sundance
care,
or whatever.
but these
which
people
is-
actually care.
They do care, and they're really interested in the films that these regional festivals like ours are programming, because they're the films that are not playing at some of these larger markets, but they're still great films and have great voices, and so they're coming out for that. And then we have other things like we have filmmaker specific events. Like, unlike other film festivals really around the country, we're not sort of that velvet rope mentality. Mm-hmm. So if you do have this pass, you're getting into pretty much anything. And so if there's a really awesome filmmakers there or celebrities, they're at the same party, drinking the same drinks and dancing the same music that you're dancing to. Yeah. So it's just sort of this really cool, super inclusive atmosphere, which I do think is pretty unique from other festivals.
Absolutely. And the first step of getting that all access pass, aside from just paying for it, is getting accepted into the film festival. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, is the selection process that gets your film into a film festival. Really, we're talking in general for film festivals, but I'm also interested from your unique perspective from Dead Center. Mm-hmm. So tell me about the selection process. How does that work?
Well, so we obviously accept these submissions, and we were receiving anywhere between 1,000 and 1,200 submissions. And that's a mix of feature length, short, high school, basically anything. Once a film is submitted to Dead Center, and Shane and Sarah both work very closely with this process, it's really important to us that we have at least 4 sets of eyeballs watch and rate each film. And I think that's also something that's pretty unique, because there are some larger festivals And I know the people who program at those, they are the one person either recommending that film or not to this larger group. And so it's really important that we have this balance, set of eyeballs. If you might have a horror film and someone's not really into that genre, and so they might give something a low rating, but the reality is that's just their opinion.
Don't like that.
Exactly. And so we want to have this super well-balanced look at the films. So these films are rated at least 4 times, and then programmers will then go back, and we have these meetings once a month where we go and we start watching those films that rate highly, and that's usually like a 7 or above. It's a simple scale of 1 to 10. So a 7 and above, we go back and we start watching, and we start making our own short lists of like, okay, what are we liking thus far? For Sarah and Shane, it's like, okay, what shorts program themes are emerging at this point? And then start putting that together. And by March, end of March, early April, God willing, we have a pretty good idea of what's going to be programmed.
Yeah, because you only have, and I think that's one thing young filmmakers may not know is that, or may not just think about, is that you're basically creating an event, and it's just like TV programming. You only have so many slots, and you've only got so much time. You can't accept every great movie, so you have to be extra selective.
Exactly. And I think that's actually the hardest thing when we were talking about the rejection letters we have to send out every year. It sucks. I mean,
letters.
it is, and it's actually terrible. We hate it. We really hate it because in reality, it's super true. There are more amazing films that are submitted to us than we simply have time for. And all festivals are based around this template of time. Shorts programs are about 90 minutes a piece. So we want to get as many voices in there as possible. We only have room for 24 feature-length films. That's both narrative and documentary.
Right.
And we receive hundreds of those submissions. And so it's figuring out what's best for our audience and also just how much time we have.
Yeah.
Right.
Time is so huge in the short world. The length of your film, I mean, right out of the gate says something. And that's not to say there's the perfect answer for it,
Right.
because I did put in a 40-minute movie a couple years ago that I got in a lot of trouble for until everyone watched it. But it really does, it really makes such a big difference. That's one of the first things I look at is time, because you can just fit in a lot more shorter films than longer ones. So anything at the 20-minute mark, it gets even tougher.
Yeah.
But that's just from a shorts perspective.
Yeah.
Well, and like, give us a nice, clean definition of what a short film is. Something that is really, honestly going to get accepted into any kind of film festival.
In terms of like length, or what we're looking for?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Because I get handed a lot of 40-page scripts for short films, quote unquote.
No, don't do that.
You're in the
Honestly,
twilight zone.
Yeah.
And these are my shorts programmers, so you guys back me up here. I mean, 5 minutes or less is like golden. That's great. 10 minutes is great. Anything over 15 or 20 minutes gets a little bit more difficult to program.
The way it was explained to me, because I had a tendency when I kind of got into it to make featurettes instead of short films, and I kept not
like
getting
20, 30
in.
minute would be like
I had one that was like 39.
Yeah.
But,
It's more like a TV show pilot.
right,
than-
Right.
Well,
It is, yeah.
But the bottom line is what I finally came to understand was anything over 15 minutes, every minute better be worth it.
Right.
Yeah. Which that, yeah.
And-
Well, we could talk all day about like the value of just tearing out all the exposition from your movie. You don't need that. You don't want that. Make it shorter.
Yeah, even in a 5-minute film, I'd say in a short, I think it's very important for every minute to count.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the shorter it is, the better chance.
And what can happen sometimes is that you make a great film about having an Alzheimer's parent, but somebody else made a greater one.
Ooh, yeah.
That happens
Yeah,
all the
all
time.
the time,
Double
yeah.
themes.
Yeah.
It happens every year. There's like 2 or 3 movies that have the same theme.
Do you remember that one year we had literally 3 films about death? Playing chess. Yeah, playing chess.
Yeah.
Playing chess.
The Grim
Not even
Reaper
kidding.
was
Grim Reaper,
playing someone for their life. at
3
chess.
different films. That
For their
was
soul,
Yeah. So that kind of like make your film as unique as possible. so
Which
you don't
death
have
film do we
competition.
want to
Yeah.
play this year?
What's
Right.
the one subject matter that gets covered the most?
Ooh.
Do you have a lot of waking up from a dream and it was all just a dream movies?
I don't remember a lot
I
of
haven't seen too
those.
many of those.
That's surprising.
You know, for a while there, and we haven't had one in a while, we had a lot of mockumentaries for
like
like
the Office kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe it was it. Maybe it was just television and just media at that time
Yeah.
had that style. But we had a lot of those. I can't think of anything that sticks out. But you're right. Every year, like one year, we had 3 films about specifically documentaries about basketball. It's like, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's
strange.
weird. It's like everyone gets on the same vibe across the
Yeah.
country, and
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a good thing to point out that make sure your idea is unique. Like maybe if it's your first film, let's not do the mobster movie, even though you're a big fan of Martin Scorsese, you know, like try and think like what's unique, because our other programmer, Kevin Ely, put it perfectly. Shorts film audiences are super adventurous. So they don't want to just go see the standard basic movie lines that they've seen over and over and over again.
Yeah. Shane, so you are involved directly in part of the selection process, and you showed me a little thing on your phone just a second ago of the ranking, the scoring card, basically.
It's the form we use.
Yeah.
Right.
So can you describe that to our audience? Pull the curtain back, Mr. Wizard, and show us how it's done.
Certainly. We score 1 to 10 on a number of different categories: originality, creativity, direction, writing, cinematography, performances, production value, pacing, structure, sound, and music. And then that gives us an average, and then everybody puts in comments at the bottom of, here's why I really like this film, or here's why this film didn't work for me. This is why this might be a good fit for Dead Center. Or I've seen films that I love that's like, I'm not sure, I love this film, but I'm not sure it's a Dead Center film.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it's important to talk about too, and these 100 people that are actually watching these films for like 6 or 7 months. These are people who have attended our festival. Like these are Dead Center attendees. These are not all filmmakers. You know, they don't have, you know, a master's in film studies or whatever. These are people who come to our festival, enjoy specifically independent film. Like that's our big thing. You have to know and understand an independent film. And they see films at our festival. And our number one question for them in terms of if they're recommending a film to us or not is, can you imagine watching this film again in a dark theater with 250 people? And if the answer is, I don't think so, then it's a no, you know?
Right.
So it's, they've been to the festival, they've sat through films they might not love, they sat through films that they do love, and they want to find other gems like that through our process.
Because at the end of the day, you're creating an entertainment event. Like you want to entertain your audience.
Yeah.
Entertain and enlighten and
move them,
yeah.
scare them, make them feel sad, happy.
I think Kim had a good definition of it. When we went through the orientation process for the screeners, what she said was, the moment you finish the film, did you want to run and tell somebody about it?
Do you want to scream from a rooftop? Oh my
Yes.
gosh,
Yeah,
you have to
that's
watch
so
this
cool.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to come see
all,
this.
Yeah, we've all seen those movies.
Yeah.
Like I saw Creed a couple nights ago, and it's so good.
Seen it yet.
It's so good, and I just want to talk to people about it, and no one else has seen it. Jerks.
I want to know what happens to Scott Stapp. I'm kidding.
I know.
Yeah.
I've got so many jokes, so many
joke.
Creed jokes. That's fun. Yeah, you're funny.
Yeah. Ha! Jokes. So, what are some things that would be what are the most common things that keep a film from being accepted, from scoring high on that scorecard?
Ooh.
Sound, bad sound.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
She said it. I didn't even prompt it. I'm a
there's
sound guy. So.
with the advancements of technology, there's just no excuse for a film not to look good and sound good anymore.
Sure.
And and people will overlook audio and say, okay, that's artistic, but they won't overlook bad sound. They'll walk out over bad sound way faster than they'll walk out over a bad video.
And I finally figured it out because I've been trying. People have been asking me that, of like why sound is so important, and I finally figured out an answer, and it's because it's on the subconscious. Like the picture is visual, so it's a conscious. You're aware of it, but the sound you can't see sound.
Right.
Like you're not aware of the air conditioning being on. You're not aware of the cop car driving down the street, or the bum yelling down the street or something like that, unless it's front and center. It's a subconscious thing, and your subconscious is the foundation of your experience.
Well, and also almost nothing throws you out of that willing suspension of disbelief other than like not being able to hear what a character says,
Right,
or like
right.
the plane flies over and they cut to a different angle and you don't hear the airplane again. You know, that
Right.
stuff just totally throws you out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have a rye coat over their mic outside, and so all you're
Yeah.
getting is
Yeah.
Yeah. The trusty dead cat. We love that.
Yeah, and with the visual stuff, I mean, we're used to looking at old pictures, artistic pictures. Like, we can accept that something's going to look different or might not look amazing and still follow the story. But with the sound, it's like, I think you're right. It totally breaks that
breaks
suspension
it, yeah.
of disbelief
Yes.
completely.
as a reviewer, I can tell you that one of mine that'll kick you out right off the bat is it's what I call the why should I care? Okay, you didn't give me a rooting interest for or against somebody. You just jumped right into the middle of this story.
Right.
Without emotionally bonding me for or against somebody. And so many times in short films, people get in such a rush to get to Act 2
Right.
that they bypass that.
Yeah.
And if I don't have a
Or they
rooting
take
interest
way
by
too long to get to the point.
Yeah.
You're bored to tears from the very beginning.
But that's a good point, though, because we talked about how, short films need to be really short, but at the same time, they also have to be fully developed, The story is the first thing, so
Yeah.
that's always really important.
And speaking of story, I think one thing that always kicks me out is you can always tell when a filmmaker is telling a story about something that they know nothing about.
Right, like the mobsters.
Like the high school
yeah.
kids who are living in a gun and gang and drug culture and they live in the burbs. It's like, kid, come on. Like, they're just, you know, trying to be a Tarantino. But yeah, just tell a story about what you know. It doesn't have to be super deep or like your soul doesn't have to bleed on camera. But, just tell something that you're familiar with and that you're invested, that you're invested and you want to tell people about. So, because it's really clear when you're not. When you're just telling a story that you think that people want to see, that you have no passion behind.
Do you have any examples?
Nothing I'm going to talk about. No.
Okay, well, on that
That
note,
high school film is
1
my one
million.
example, and I will not name names.
Right. We don't want to hear names or anything, but I do want to know, as the gatekeepers to the festival, you get to you get to give them the thumbs up or the thumbs down, and when you give them the thumbs down, what are some things that have happened? For people, the reason I bring this up is I want people to know what not to do.
I'll start. So what not to do is send a super crappy email response to it. It's okay. I mean, everyone in this room right now are filmmakers who've submitted to festivals and we've been rejected. It happens. It sucks. It's heartbreaking, especially, like I said, when you put your heart and soul behind something. It's awful. But the worst thing that you can do, and this is across the board whenever we talk to our other programming friends, don't send a crappy email about why they were wrong, about why they should reconsider, we've had the most hateful email correspondence sent to us ever. I even had one filmmaker this past year that a week before the festival kept emailing me, and a week before the festival was like, are you sure you don't want to play my film? I'm like, I'm pretty sure, buddy.
Man.
It's 1 week out. We're programmed. Just could not get into his head that... And it wasn't a bad film. It's just we have to think about our audience. Oklahoma City is a very specific audience. What works here doesn't work in Austin or New York or wherever else. Our audience would not get behind this film. And so we think about that. And yeah, so don't do that. Please.
It's nothing personal.
It's not. No.
If you don't get your film in.
It's a math game. It's a numbers game.
It's programming.
It's programming. Yeah. So we screen up. We show about 100 films, and we receive 1,200. So you have about a 1 in 12 chance of making it. Someone was talking about Sundance recently. They got 13,000 or something like that short film submissions. They only screened 72 or 78 of 13,000. So
Seriously.
It's like
no wonder it's always
exactly. And then
Sundance. It seems like it's really not Sundance anymore. It's all a bunch of like full-on stars, A-list movie
kind
actors.
of, but it's just there's so many people like that is it in the U.S. Like that is the festival. There's so many people that just want that one of those 78 slots to be able to play if you're short.
I think that laurel.
You want that laurel, you want that, and it's a numbers and math game. And so, like we said earlier, it doesn't have anything to do with if your film was good or not. It's just Was there a film with the same theme? Was there enough time to play it? Was there something that just resonated with our audiences more than yours? It's not personal.
Sure.
Did it, yeah. And was there another film similar? There wasn't a program that it just, for some reason, it just didn't work in any of the programs? There's so many reasons. And this past year was the first year in 2015 that I actually sent Kim a little paragraph apology that I wanted her to put in all the short films that got rejected, because I did feel so bad about it, because there were so many good films, and it's just it's picking from thousands and whittling it down to 82. That's what happens.
It sucks to tell people they have great films they can't get in. I mean, that's a really hard week for all of us, I think, when we send out the email, because you're so bummed. You just want to have as many people as possible. And
I'm imagining that it is kind of like telling them that their baby's dead.
Kind of, yeah.
Because they've been laboring over the thing for God knows how long, and they spent so much money making it and all that.
Yeah.
And this, not to harp on this, but here's another thing about making a long short.
Listen up, folks.
Is that if you make a 30-minute short, that means that's 3 10-minute movies I can't put in, or 6 5-minute movies I can't put in.
Which means you're raining on other people's parades.
Right.
Amen.
So
You're
don't
selfish.
make long shorts.
You're selfish for making that 30-minute short.
And if I could add one more thing to Kim's point about not sending the emails, stay off of Facebook and Twitter when you're mad.
Oh, don't vent on Facebook and on social media. Just social media in general. Like, if you have a problem, stay off of social media.
I think in 13 years, I've only had one filmmaker actually call me. And I totally was cool with that. It's like, I'll tell you about it. But otherwise, it's an email or social media or just something behind a wall of a computer. Yeah.
Didn't you have, I feel like Alex told me this year that someone in 2014 submitted, didn't get in, wrote a hateful email, resubmitted the same film in 2015 and didn't get in and wrote a hateful email. Is that real?
That's probably real. Yeah. That happens a lot.
Man.
And another mistake is, I'll remember your names. Don't you think for 1 second that I don't know your name? And if I see that submission, your name, and that doesn't mean, like, we've had filmmakers that have sent us really hateful things via email or social media, and we've accepted their films, and we play the films, and they've gone on to do great things. So it doesn't mean that we're not going to take a look at it.
They're not blacklisted. If
they're not blacklisted, but I will tell you, and it's like Lance McDaniel says, when you work on a film set with people and you crew up your film, right? You want to work with really awesome people. You want the coolest people possible to work with you. Same for a festival. We want really awesome filmmakers who are gracious and kind and thoughtful and will promote their films and work with us. We
and be
want
that way to the audiences that they're going to be meeting.
You don't want to, be an ass and that,
Yeah.
we don't want to work with those people. So
That's one thing about Deadcenter that I feel is unique, going back to the first question of the night, is that it just feels it's got such a family feel to it, because when, like I work in the industry with all these people, and it's like the mecca of filmmakers. Like, everybody who works in the industry, everyone's there.
Yeah.
And everyone loves each other because we've been in the pits together all the time, and we've just done all this stuff, and it's just so cool to see all these parties and all this really fun, crazy stuff happening.
Well, and
everyone celebrate the awesomeness of each other's movies, and it's just so cool.
Well, and Deadcenter was actually founded by Justin and Jason Floyd. They were filmmakers, and their goal was to unite the film community, because people were here in Oklahoma City and the rest of Oklahoma making films, but no one talked to each other. No one worked with one another. And so Deadcenter was literally founded to unite the Oklahoma film community. And we're not
born out of frustration.
Kind of, yeah. And we're not an Oklahoma specific film festival. We're an international film festival, but we still love our Okie filmmakers. And now that we have this national stage, because we are really recognized as a top regional festival, any of these Okie films that we can put on this national stage, like, we're happy to do it. Like, we want this to be known as a filmmaking hub, and to, people to get more work out of this. I mean, that's why we're here, man. We're here to service the filmmakers.
Oh, it's been. I mean, I can say as a boom operator sound guy.
Less wine.
Just as a boom operator sound guy, like, I can say I have gotten a ton of work from just being at Deadcenter and just hanging out with some of the people that were there. Like, there was one of the icons that he got his icon award, and we were filming him me and Patrick were filming and I was running boom while he was getting his Icon Award. And then I was standing in the lobby later on, and then he walked up to me. I didn't recognize him, even though we were just filming him. And he was like, do you have... I was actually... This is weird. I was paying for concession, and I had my credit card in my hand. And he walked up, and he was like, do you have a card? And for some reason, I just had the association.
You gave him your
I was
credit
like, are you asking for my credit card?
Is it that easy? Ryan, can I have your card?
Yeah, I was like, sure, here you go. Just take it. Steal my identity. Here's my social security card, too.
Blood type.
But, yeah, like, he totally hit me up for work, like, right after that.
Who was it?
I can't remember because he never called me.
Ah, dang, it's okay. It's
Probably
okay.
because of the awkwardness of, no, I'm not giving you my credit card.
He has your card. That's
But
okay.
I just
That's
thought
what
that
he
was,
really wanted.
That's an example of, you know, something that can happen of, you know, you run into all these people that can potentially get you work. That if you're
Right.
trying to get work in the industry, and if you're trying to get plugged into the industry, like if I see someone at Dead Center that I know is not working, I will grab you by the arm and start introducing you to people.
Right. Well, and there's such a need for it. Like, I mean, there are multiple projects crewed up right now, or have been, and like it's at capacity. Like everyone's begging other people to work on these projects
Yeah.
because thankfully right now there's a lot happening, and we just need to make sure that momentum continues.
Yeah.
So
we need more workers because we had the situation this year with Gosnell and Great Plains shooting at the
Exactly.
same time that we were at absolute critical mass. Like we
Yeah.
were bringing in people from out of state because we didn't have the crew members to fill the slots.
right.
And that, you know, I think that we can keep it completely local.
Yeah, I think so
You know,
too.
Give it a couple of years. Come to Dead Center, meet some people.
Network.
Listen to this podcast, share this podcast, learn things, and you know, you could be Steven Spielberg.
You could be.
You could be.
Hey, man,
Not
Steven.
because of this podcast, but definitely because of Dead Center.
Yeah, well, hey, the next Steven Spielberg or Richard Linklater could be living in Waynoka. We don't know, you know, could be living in some
for
small
sure.
town.
For
And that's
sure.
what we do with our education program. Can I give that a plug?
Yes.
Awesome. So people think of Dead Center as a festival, and we are. We're this awesome, amazing, super fun film festival. Shane.
Jeez, Shane.
Drop my phone.
Hold the phone.
Literally hold your phone. But what we do the rest of the year, Lance McDaniel and I travel around the state and go to small towns, high schools, and some colleges and do filmmaking seminars and workshops. And our goal of that is because we do believe that there's a Spielberg in some small town, but I also, having grown up, I understand the idea that if you can't see it, you can't be it. So if you don't realize that the opportunity to work in film and all these various capacities is possible, then you're not going to try to do that. And so we
Yeah.
talk about, hey, do you want to be a writer? Awesome. Well, here's what you can do. Or, hey, you might be a great producer. And then talk about all the educational opportunities specifically in Oklahoma, because we want to do that very thing,
Yeah.
is create a larger crew base so that if we do have 3 or 4 productions happening at once, we have the crew to take care of it.
Yeah, and I want the listeners to know that, I mean, like, if you're going to try to get a job in the film industry, this is the place to do it because it's still a relatively young industry. And I've seen people go from PAs to production coordinators to producers within 3 years.
Yeah.
That does not happen
No.
most places.
Yeah.
We are in a very, very unique hub of creativity, and it's growing every single year. It's really, really cool to see.
It's growing, but it's not always going to be that way either. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like a moving train, and it's going to keep picking up speed. And if you're not on that train now, you might never be able to
eventually it's going to
jump
grow to
on.
a point that it'll be a lot more difficult.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Jump on it on the ground
Jump on the
level right now.
train.
Yeah, right now you can still walk up with your all access pass.
That's
Yeah.
right.
5 years you won't be
Maybe.
able to.
Maybe. So, last question is, what advice do you guys have? You know, I feel like the first step in a successful filmmaking career as a director or a producer or an actor or a writer, you know, those 4 key positions is film festivals. What advice do you have for people who are aspiring to be uber successful in the film world?
I think as a young filmmaker, you need to submit to festivals, because I think a mistake that a lot of young filmmakers make is that they make these movies and they get feedback from family and from friends, and the reality is your family and your friends are going to lie to you about whether or not they love your movie or not. They just are.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Well,
film,
your mom's gonna love it.
your mom is gonna love it.
Honey, this is amazing.
Your mom's gonna love it, and then make you a nice pallet in the basement where you'll be living for the next 15
Right.
years. No, and I think people think that, you know, once you take a film to a film festival that it's over, like your road is over. And really, if you use a festival as a place to continue to get feedback and to sort of polish your film, I think it's really a great experience. So absolutely submit to festivals, but also be strategic about what festivals you submit to. Is it, you know, a certain area that you want to play? Do you have a certain genre of film that you want to? There are festivals with all, you know, that handle all different types of genres. Just be specific, because they can also be very expensive if you're submitting to like 200 festivals. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say also that networking that you were talking about, and how you know, all the people that are working in films and going to Deadcenter, and they're all there. It's like a mecca. It's like cool for filmmakers to come into town or go to festivals around the country and meet other, you know, filmmakers. That's a really positive experience, I think, for just building connections. But my advice would just be like, be unique and just follow your gut and be receptive to feedback.
Right. Whether it be positive or negative.
Right.
More importantly, the negative.
Right. I mean, were you going to say something, Kim?
No, just either way. Yeah, just you have to be sort of malleable as a filmmaker and honest with yourself and willing to make changes, and even if those are not the changes, or, you know, continue on the same path. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, with any art, you know, it's like if you want to grow, you're going to have to listen to what people are telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come in with realistic expectations. You know, I would highly recommend, and it doesn't, and we are in the film official rejection.
Oh, we are.
They have good things to say about us, but I think it's a realistic look.
Oh, that's a great movie.
At the film festival process from the side of a filmmaker. And what I would say is that Deadcenter falls into the integrity side of being a film festival, but you need to come into it with realistic expectations of what you're going to get out of it. Because I think the point they made was everybody thinks they're going to come into this and everybody's going to love their film. And they're going to get hit with a budget to go turn it into a feature, you know, and then they're going to be up on the Oscar stage, and that's just not very realistic, you know. Right. You need to make art because you love making art, okay? And if you get recognized as a result of it, good for you.
Yeah.
But
keep making art because it's good for your soul.
Yeah.
And you'll only get better.
That's right. That's right.
That is true. That is very true. And I feel like sometimes failure is more important than success. Sometimes.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as failure, Brian.
Right.
What is it? I can't remember what it is. I'm trying to think it's impossible. What is that?
Fuzzy, Kim.
There's no such thing as failure.
There
There's
are
only
learning opportunities.
That's it. Yes.
I feel like there's some truth to that, though.
It's very true.
It's how you deal with failure. Because if you fail one time and then you never...
Yeah, you have to get over the whole ego thing, too, of like making it has to be about a passion for what you're doing, not like who you see yourself as being.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Well, you guys want to play some games?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. I'm excited to see how this goes. So we're going to do a little warm-up game. Okay, so this first warm-up, what we're going to do is we're going to go around the three of you, and this is a silly game. And all you have to do is you have to name 5 things, and we're going to go around each of us. But as you're naming the 5 things, Kim and I are going to be tapping your shoulders.
Wait, I can name any 5 things?
No. You are
Am
going
I
to
literally
be
tapping her shoulder?
literally tapping her shoulder. It's
Distraction.
It's distraction.
Okay.
Wait, what if she doesn't want to be touched? Have you asked her if she wants to be touched? She might not want to be touched.
Then we don't necessarily. We can do the whole. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. You are going to be naming 5 Oklahoma film festivals, and go.
The Bison, Deadcenter, Bare Bones, Tulsa, and there's 48-hour film race. Does that count? Kind of.
That works.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Shane and Sarah is going to be tapping Kim's shoulders. So you're going to be naming 5 Oklahoma icons from Deadcenter.
Oh, great. Go. Wes Studi, James Marsden, Tim Blake Nelson. The tapping's kind of bothering me. How many is that? 3? Is that 3?
3.
Bob Burney and Fopka Jensen. Thank you. Woo!
All right. And they're all from Oklahoma.
Ray Fredrickson.
Explain what Oklahoma icons are.
So Oklahoma icons, we have 2 or 3 every year. They are human beings who work in the film industry.
You don't have any animals.
No animals thus far.
No
Rin Chan
objects.
Tin is dead, yes. But they're working in various capacities in the film industry. So Bob Burney is producer, James Mars is obviously an actor, Wes Studi. So we just like to get these different people. Oh my gosh, just lost his name. Makeup artist Matthew Mungle is an Academy Award-winning makeup artist for Dracula. So giving this award to people who are doing outstanding work in cinema across the globe.
Awesome.
And are from Oklahoma.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, Shane, I think you got the toughest
Oh, I can
Thank
tell
you
Shane.
so
category.
much.
And that's going to be naming 5 winners of Best Oklahoma Film.
Oh, I have no idea. You're going to tap all night long. Rounder
Can you
comes
guys
to
help
town.
Can you guys help him out?
I know Rounder comes to town is one.
Rounder, yes. Posthuman.
Post-Human Project. Thank you.
Kim.
Yvette.
So- Yeah.
Rainbow Around the Sun.
Rainbow Around the Sun? Okay.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Was that 3?
That's 3.
Was
the Mary Fallon versus
documentary
so-and-so
about
one?
the food?
Mary Fallon, the all
food
girl.
bag.
Course of Food.
Course of Food. Yeah, that was last year. That was just played on PBS.
And
One more.
Was the one with Mary Fallon and Jerry Eskins running? Was that a Best Oklahoma film?
Did it win Best Okie Shorts? How many did we get? So we got.
Four.
We
I got
4. We only
4.
need one more.
I got 4.
didn't Brad Beasley's film win?
Which one? The Sweethearts at the Prison Rodeo?
Here's the thing.
the mystery.
Can we
open-ended.
can we
We'll leave
cut
it to the
this
audience.
segment?
Yeah,
What's
you
another
aired it.
winner of Oklahoma Best Oklahoma
Only
Film?
2 of the
You would think
attendees
that
participated in the game tonight.
Yeah. You would think that we would know the name of every film that ever played. The reality is no. Like it is. We get tired, I guess. I don't know.
You asked me earlier for the
That's true.
names of
And
my films, and I couldn't
things
remember
that
them.
happen Festival week.
That's all right.
Oh, anything
That's-
happens festival week. It's like, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true because
If
you
you meet
guys
people,
are
it's like
all just like running.
Yeah.
I feel like you are just floating along
through
you're not
life,
even
really.
conscious
Just through
by
life.
The last day. Okay, so we're gonna play another game. So this game is called Party Quirks, and the way that this works is that Shane is hosting a Deadcenter party, and his guests have personality quirks that he is completely unaware of. So Shane, get out of here.
Leave, Shane. Leave.
Leaf. Make like a tree and leaf.
Out of here.
He's leaving.
How long do I stay gone?
We'll call you back.
Well, yeah, you'll know. We all leave and lock the door. You guys.
Okay, so I am going to be playing Dr. Farnsworth of Futurama, who is visiting from the future. Kim, you are going to be Kim Kardashian.
Oh, fantastic. Because
Yes.
I'm not into pop culture, so I'll be lost. But go on.
Basically, just dumb, self-involved person
Great.
who's married
Oh,
to Kanye.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, so me. Got it.
But what? No, that's not true.
I know.
Okay, and I left this last one open. What should we have Sarah do?
Ooh, okay. So this is a personality type that we'd have at the festival.
You could be.
You could be a party crasher, because we get those.
Ooh, I could be the one that like doesn't want to go see any of the screenings. I just want to go to all the parties.
Yes, because
All right.
those people exist.
Okay, so Sarah is going to be playing a Deadcenter attendee who doesn't want to see any of the screenings. She just wants to go to all the parties.
Yeah, I don't even know what the movies are.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
So we're going to be entering the room one at a time, starting with me and going around to Kim.
Okay,
And
okay.
Shane has to guess who we are.
Okay.
I'm going to go get Shane.
Okay.
Shane's putting on a Deadcenter party in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I think I've got the hors d'oeuvres out. I'm pretty much ready for everybody to get here. Do we have the Stella? Yeah. Come in.
Oh my goodness, this is so fantastic. So good to be here. I see that
Welcome.
you've brought the hors d'oeuvres.
Heavy hors d'oeuvres. Heavy hors d'oeuvres. Help yourself. Can I get you something to drink?
Oh, you know, I'm totally good. I only eat food with no water.
No water.
In the future, we don't have any water. We simply extract it from all the objects that we eat.
Are you a time traveler?
But, that's neither here nor there. Oh, look, the bathroom. It's a lovely bathroom. Old Fry would love this bathroom.
Old Fry?
Bender might love this one too.
Oh, my God.
I'm sure that he could drink a beer or two.
I know the show, but
Oh, I'm gonna go look out the window now. I think there's someone else at the door.
The next guest.
next guest. Come in.
Oh, hey, hi. I thought that movie was never gonna end. Do you have any Stella? I heard Megan Mullally was here. What's up?
She's right around the corner. Let me
she
get you a
is?
Stella.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, good. They didn't have any Stella at the Harkins, and I thought that stupid documentary was so boring.
Okay, come on in.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Can I get you
Hey.
something to drink?
Yeah, just that Stella, please.
Okay, no heavy hors d'oeuvres.
No, they didn't have any.
The hors d'oeuvres are amazing.
They didn't have any Stella at Harkins. What time does Fuzzies do their happy hour tomorrow?
I think it's at about 4:00.
Oh, good. I'll probably come to the festival about 4:00, go to Fuzzies, and maybe go over to the party at the Film Commission, and then maybe make it to the late night party. Cool. Awesome.
Sarah, did you see the one movie called Electric Nostalgia?
Ugh, my boyfriend tried to get me to go. It was so boring.
It was amazing.
Come in.
What's your name?
My name's Shane. What's your name?
You hold my purse.
That's an interesting name. Is that
Give me a
hyphenated?
drink. Are there drinks here?
I think I need to introduce you to the other person that just came in. You seem a lot alike.
Are you not the valet?
No.
Oh
See
my
what they did
God,
to my
Kim
car?
Kardashian is here.
Was I that convincing?
My goodness, Madam Kardashian. I can't believe the Queen of England eventually made it here. I'm from the future.
Are you a butler or?
I don't know the characters on
I'm
Futurama.
wearing a lab coat for the love of criminy.
Would you hold my kids?
I can't
Thank you.
see them.
Has anyone seen Kanye? Is Kanye here? I don't know what Kim Kardashian sounds like. I don't watch her
think you
stuff.
got it.
Okay, great. I was just trying to be needy.
Right. Yeah.
great.
Okay.
Okay, who were you?
She was
I
on.
have-
Yeah.
Shane's
What, she was
pointing to
who?
Sarah.
I was a person that goes to Deadcenter but only wants to go to the parties. None of the
Oh,
movies.
see, I got off base because when you went Futurama, I was thinking, okay, these are all television
Right. I
characters.
think that's what confused you. Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, who whines all the
Kim
time?
Kim Kardashian can be called a television character.
I know. Heavy sigh. I know.
Oh, Kim Kardashian.
A rich
Oh, pop.
television
Ew, away.
character.
What's next?
So the next game that we're gonna play, the next game. Oh, okay. So this is a
Okay.
game I've been wanting to play this for the longest time, but I've been kind of trying to figure out like how can we do this with an audio podcast. But then I realized this might be actually perfect for an audio podcast.
Let's do it.
This is a game called Sound Effects, and for anybody that's watched Whose Lines It Anyway, you're familiar with this show. The way that this works is that Kim, you're going to be playing Laura Croft, Tomb Raider, and I am your bratty hipster stowaway. Together, we are going to be trying to find the lost tomb of ancient Aztec ruler Donald Eco Trump. Sarah and Shane are going to be providing the sound effects to the scene.
I hope that the podcast world is ready for this brilliance.
Oh, snap.
I don't think I am.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Okay. Sarah, you're going to have to ring the bell on the way over here.
Okay.
All right, so this is sound effects in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Oh, it's dark in here.
That's a win.
It's boring. Why don't you help me? Move that thing.
What am I your butler?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, I'm gonna move the thing.
Put some brawn behind it. Come on.
All right. Love that he's literally making sound effects.
Is that the best you can do, little brother?
Hey, look, I wasn't asking you to take me to Central America. I
Shut
was
up.
just.
There it is.
I fell asleep on the plane, and I didn't think that I was gonna wake up in an Aztec tomb. Oh, thanks, Laura.
You're worthless. God.
I just want to get back to the coffee shop so I can make my lattes. Like this.
Like that. How do you make a latte?
Who knew there was a coffee shop in an Aztec temple? Hey, what's over there?
It is a tribe of pygmy soldiers. Because that
soldiers?
exists in the world. And they're chasing us.
Oh wait, there's a hidden door right here.
There's a lot of them.
There's a hidden door. Let's go through this door.
Open the door.
We're spilling wine.
The
seems...
Let's go through the door again because I didn't hear it.
Neither did I.
There it is. Oh, God. Okay, what's in here?
Whoa, okay. Something's shining over there. Is that...
I don't know.
Is that the statue that you're looking for?
I think so. Go dig it out.
I just want you to know that I haven't heard of this, which means it probably doesn't exist. Because I'm a hipster, and I have heard of everything that you haven't heard of.
Shut up, hipster.
Okay.
Dig it out. All right, give it to me.
I got it. I'm going to throw it to you.
Okay.
For no reason other than to just throw it to you.
No sound effect. Oh, I dropped it.
Oh no, that's setting off arrows. There's arrows shooting arrows.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm gonna do a somersault and get out of the way. We've evaded the arrows. Quick, grab the statue.
Oh, okay, I've got it. Oh, there it is.
Oh no, what's that? I think that's a ball rolling towards us.
Run! Go!
We gotta dive out of the way.
I don't know the sound effect for slow
Dive
motion.
out of the way sound like. That was something.
That
buddy.
was definitely something.
That was special.
Well, thanks guys for playing along. This has been really fun.
You're welcome.
It's been nice getting to hang out and peruse Aztec temples with you. All right, so before we completely finish all this up, where can we learn more about Deadcenter?
We have a website. It's really lovely, and it is deadcenterfilm.org. You can find out about the festival, all the other programs that we do year-round, and then we're always on social media. So Facebook, Twitter, we're constantly throwing things out into the world. So just follow us and good stuff like that.
Awesome. What's your Twitter handle?
Deadcenter.
And that's it.
That's it.
And Okie filmmakers, get your films in.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah. What's the deadline for... The hard deadline for Deadcenter is?
Regular deadline is December 31st. Late deadline is February 22nd.
And then when is the film festival?
Festival is June 8th through 12th, and actually the 8th is what we call a kickoff party, so it's a Wednesday night. It's usually a sponsor and fundraising party. The actual festival will then kick off on Thursday the 9th and go through the 12th, and it's awesome. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
So everyone, please come out to Deadcenter Film Festival. Submit your film, first of all, but even if you don't, you should totally buy an all-access pass, which is how much?
They're $150
Okay.
and totally worth it.
And what all do they get with that?
So with an all-access pass, again, you get the priority seating to films as long as you're in line for a film 20 minutes before it starts. And we also have about at least a dozen special events during the festival, and that's the only way that you can get into those special events. So Sarah's character of like the person that just goes to the parties, that person exists. Like they just get a pass to go to all the parties.
Beautiful. And the parties are freaking awesome.
They are. They're pretty fun. I make fun of that person, but
That would be us. Somewhere else. If it could be, it would be.
except saying the movies are boring. The movies are not boring.
They're not.
The movies are amazing.
They
They're
are.
So good.
And they keep getting better and better every year.
Well, that's because of y'all.
Well,
Filmmakers.
you guys-
Thanks, filmmakers.
You guys make up the programming, so...
Well,
And that's one consideration for Okie filmmakers, is that the pool is widening yearly.
Right.
You got to get better every year to stay up.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to say before we sign off?
Oh, just thank you.
thank you.
It's fun.
Thanks for coming on and playing along and playing games with me at
It's a fun night. Thank you.
8 o'clock at night. Before we sign off, I got to say, give a shout out to Walking Stick Design for our awesome logo. If you need a logo, t-shirt design, or any other graphics design work, contact Clint Walking Stick at 405-627-1193, or you can email him at clint@walkingstickdesign.com. You can also check out Okie Show's Facebook, Twitter, and you can look at our website at prairiedogpictures.com. The podcast is held on the blog site. Our Twitter handle is going to be at Okie Show, and we're also on Instagram as Okie Show. You can check us out all over the place. But thanks again for coming on, you guys. See y'all next time.
The Okie Show is a mostly harmless media podcast recorded at Tower Studios in Oklahoma City. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. If you're a business or industry professional that would like to advertise on the podcast, email info@okieshowshow.com. Rates starting as low as $25.